Hi everyone, welcome to American Firearms Network. Thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it. We hope you like, subscribe, and share. We thank our new viewers. We thank our subscribers. We appreciate you very much. One of the more serious topics that we have ever spoken about is about to happen right now, and that is when to pull your firearm out and when to know when to use it in deadly force. I can't think of anything more critical and more of a serious decision than that. Instructor Paul.
Yeah, the first thing I would tell everybody is to make sure you know the laws of your city and your state. That's so important, Todd. Knowing the law. There's so many people that buy guns, and we've come up against them. They buy guns and they don't know anything about the law and the procedures that they have to take in their city or their state. So that's the first thing that you need to know. When you can draw your gun and when you can't draw your gun. Where you need to take your gun. These things are a must. You need to know about this stuff before you even really know how to shoot a gun properly. Okay?
But as I'm going to reiterate something that I talk about, that we mentioned in all the other shows, and I say it all the time. Obviously, you never ever pull your gun out, or you never do anything. You never shoot your gun. I mean, right? You never fire your gun unless you are about to die, or one of your loved ones, someone extremely close to you, is about to die. Period.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different rules that we're going to touch on a little bit today. We're not going to get into everything, but that's basically really, right?
Right.
You can never pull that gun out, never shoot unless your life is in danger or a loved one.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I know in Jacksonville, and I'm not too sure if that law still stands, but I think in the 90s, they had a situation in Jacksonville, the law passed that if you pull your gun and you use your firearm and you're found that you were negligent using it, it's a mandatory 20 years.
Is it that much for that?
It was 20 years, yeah.
I don't know if they changed it.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know if they changed it. You guys are welcome to fact check me on that, but it was 20 years, and there was a lady that she was having an issue with her spouse. He was abusing her, and she pulled the gun and she fired the gun up in the air to let him know that she wasn't playing, and she got prison time for it.
Yeah.
I don't know the full case on it.
Yeah, you can't pull that gun out
You
unless
got to know the law.
you're about to die. So I know we have stand your ground here.
Yeah.
Right, in Florida.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not the aggressor and have no safe retreat option, you may be justified using your firearm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think up in New York and some of these other type of states, if there's a safe way to retreat, you may be legally obligated to retreat. You better retreat. If there's a back door open and someone's coming in your house, you better get out of that back, slide out that back door, because you may be obligated to do that by law.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
before
yeah.
you can use force.
One of the things that Todd and myself do when we get brand new shooters, we really do talk to people about, do you know what you're getting into? Owning a firearm and being able to carry a firearm in public. Do you really know what you're getting into? Because if you really sit down and you weigh it all up, it's a big responsibility.
Oh yeah, very big.
It's a huge. You have the ability to take a life just like that.
Yep.
So it's a huge responsibility. So it's something that you have to go into and think very carefully about. It's not just about buying the gun and say, well, I got a gun. You have to think about it, because if you take somebody's life, it better because your life was threatened and your life was on the line.
Better do some homework if you have a gun, if you haven't already. Go online, ChatGPT, YouTube, however you want to do it. Call a lawyer, make an appointment with an attorney, and learn the laws in your state.
Yeah.
Learn what you can and cannot do. It's so important, okay? Because what you might think you can do, you really can't do at all.
Yeah.
Okay, and now all of a sudden your life's about to crumble and come to an end. All right? So
I'd like to talk a little bit about, if I could, Todd, if we could maybe, and I may bounce off the subject a little bit, but I think it kind of all comes into play here. Making sure that you have insurance. We know of a lot of guys that rack up on our ranges that have no insurance for their guns. So if they have to use their gun in a self-defense situation, they haven't got an attorney. And you're taking a chance with that, because these fees for attorneys can mount up to thousands of dollars if you have to pay an attorney to protect your life.
So what Paul's talking about, for those of you who don't know, is firearms insurance. So you can pay a monthly fee, and there's different levels of protection. And God forbid you're ever in a situation where you have to use your firearm, your attorney is paid for, and a lot of other things are paid for.
Yeah.
Which can run into the hundreds of thousands of dollars to defend yourself.
Yes, yes.
So there's a lot of different insurance products out there that offer this type of service. You should look into it, and I think it's very important. I agree with Paul.
Yeah.
Very, very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The importance is another thing that we have to touch on, Todd, is to making sure that we're not the aggressors. You must never be the aggressor. You must never be the one that's going to cause the trouble. As a firearm, if you have a firearm on you, at all costs, try to walk away from the trouble. Okay, but don't go looking for trouble. Don't pick fights if you're carrying a firearm. That's so important, because at the end of the day, you're going to be judged by your peers in court. And if they find out that you were the aggressor, and they find out that you could have got away without using your firearm, that could go against you. So it's very important that you know exactly the laws, know what you're doing before you even go out there with a firearm.
So important. I don't want to repeat it, 100 different ways. You guys know what we're talking about. You have to know the laws and the rules. You can't carry a firearm in your state without doing some homework on the laws. It's insane not to. Anyway, thank you for watching. We appreciate you very much. We hope you enjoyed our show, and have an amazing day.